Hello, welcome to this edition of Tiger Broadcast. I'm Michaela Humble.
And I'm Emma Osterly. On this edition, we'll take a look at how some businesses are lighting up Lee's Summit.
We'll also get to see how some students are making a difference and how one group at LSHS is drumming their way to the top.
All this and more on this edition of Tiger Broadcast.
Downtown Lee's Summit has many shops to offer, but there's one new one that is sparking up interest. Carly Roberts and Abigail Fallis fill us in.
Countless businesses fill the streets of downtown Lee's Summit, but there's one in particular that is heating up the competition.
I know when I first kind of stumbled upon this, I was never the person that was crazy into candles. That just wasn't my thing. It's far more now, but my thought was I thought it was super cool, and I was telling everyone about it. There's something there.
Shara's curiosity sparked an idea that led her to create an experience for others.
Well, our business is far more of an experience. You get a candle, which is awesome. Who doesn't love a candle? It smells good. With this, you actually get to have an experience making your candle. So whether that's, coming in with your friends and having a day that you remember, oh, hey, this is the day that we made our candle. But the other thing is, there's no one that can make a better candle for you than you.
As far as marketing this new concept, Downtown Lee's Summit offers many benefits.
But it's just a great place to start a business. The downtown area is so thriving. There are just so many other businesses here, so many new businesses moving in all the time. There's a great Chamber of Commerce and a downtown Main Street business groups that really kind of help get businesses up and running here in Lee's Summit.
Making a candle can take some time, but it's customizing it that'll make it worth your while.
So when you come into the shop, we give you a little clipboard and have you go down our wall of candles. So we have over 80 scents. Right now we have 82 in store that we kind of switch out depending upon the season. From there, we send you over to our back wall where we have all of the different jars and reed diffusers and room sprays and wax arts that you can make. And then you come over to the bar where either I or one of our scent stylists here will actually help you kind of take your list of favorites. And after that, we actually have you take the fragrance oils, so the oils that we use to make the candles on the shelf, you get to take and you get to blend a little bit of each of them. So, you might be a little bit more of one, a little bit less of another. It's no candle is really ever the same.
Make sure to stop by Embers in Downtown Lee's Summit on February 28th to support Tiger Broadcast's trip to Nationals. Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Abigail Fallis.
This group can be heard all around Lee's Summit High School, and that's not going to change this year, as Michaela Humble and I share with you this next story. Lee's Summit High School Drumline recently received the endorsement of a lifetime. They were one out of 6 schools in the country to get a partnership with Sabian, a big manufacturer in the percussion market. With this award, it's obvious that they are one of the best in the nation. And to become one of the best, they need to compete.
So 2 years ago, the drumline in the spring semester went to WGI World Championships for the first time, and we ended up 41st in Percussion Scholastic A. So there's a lot of different divisions of high school sports and activities where they'll have multiple kinds of world competitions that are sponsored by different. This is the only one that's for percussion, and so for us to get 41st the first time out of obviously 50 states, we're pretty proud of that. And then the second year we went, we actually upped the category a little bit more difficult and ended up 35th.
Exposing students to the world competition is bound to be an unforgettable experience.
Going to WGI the past 2 years were an awesome experience because we got to see professionals do it and then all the way down to what level we're at. So it set the scale, knowing like where we are in the percussion world, I guess. But when you get into the professional level, like you just start to see them act. Like they know the music and they know the drill by heart. Like there's never like you can see them thinking about it. Like they know how it goes, and so it's super cool to see.
It takes a lot of hard work to be as clean as the pros.
In the beginning of the season, it can be really frustrating starting off trying to play and move. Like for the new guys, that gets impossible. Like it's just hard to go from different like tempos, and like it starts off as a mess. But when we get to the end of the season and we're just running competition after competition, it's really cool to just see the piece we've put together actually come to life.
This year, they are bringing to life Of Stars and Light.
And it's kind of like the process of a galaxy being made. So at the start, like a star explodes and all the little asteroids and everything fly out, and just kind of the process of what happens in the galaxy and what is created and what is destroyed.
It takes a lot of time and effort to make the show as great as the stars.
It takes a lot of watching and a lot of experience. Like we have practices all the time. Like it just becomes natural, like to a point, because like you start off and it's hard, but like throughout the practices, like everybody's constantly giving feedback and advice and everything, criticisms of just about every single aspect of it.
They'll continue to watch and learn as they keep drumming their way to success. Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, this is Emma Osterly.
Almost everyone loves coffee, and there's one family that is serving us more than just that. They are also serving us their culture. Reagan Clark and Megan Lewis tell us more about this family business.
Coffee is an essential part of today's American routine. But for one Lee Summit senior, it's more than a daily task.
Coffee's just always sort of been in our DNA. Like, legend has it that coffee was like sort of discovered in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia is the first birthplace of the coffee, and all world introduced after Ethiopia found the coffee.
Located right here in the heart of America, Ahadu Coffee exhibits the culture of Ethiopia, a place strong in its love for coffee. Although African, Mr. and Mrs. Estatke began their journey together in Germany before moving to California and eventually Missouri. The Estatkes introduced a rich coffee culture that differed from what most Lee Summit residents have ever known.
After the shop, we'll do this like traditional Ethiopian coffee ceremony that goes back like centuries upon centuries. Like, it's seen in our community as like a sort of like big gathering, like a breaking of bread.
This is the culture. Most of Ethiopians, they are brewing and roasting and brewing their coffee at home. So we are all past, grown up by looking these ceremonies every day.
Ethiopian coffee is like some of the most like unique in the world, and I feel like that's a big part of why why they wanted to get started in coffee, because they wanted to show our community how amazing Ethiopian coffee and how amazing other types of coffee from the world are as well, when prepared in a really like unique way.
Flavoring the community with Ethiopian tradition instilled pride in Yanni and his family.
Yes. Showing a culture with the coffee, for me, it's something introduce people that they never had it, they never know.
It's so cool that I have the opportunity to to show who I am and to show what my family has to bring to the table.
Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, this is Reagan Clark.
Though February is coming to an end, there is still love in the air. Michael Cadwell and Kirsten LaRue bring us a story about high school relationships.
Husband! That's me! I believe there's different forms of relationships. There's always the main one you think of, which is boyfriend, girlfriend.
I think what's happened is that it seems like high schoolers are slower to commit to just dating than they were when I was young.
Love is a part of life, but as generations have passed, has true love in teens gone away?
I think it really depends on maturity. And there are girls that just want to hop around and have fun and whatever. But then when you hit a level of maturity. I think when girls go into a relationship, they're looking for the qualities that they would want in a husband.
We're not like mature enough, and we don't really know like enough about ourselves to like understand someone else.
Every high school relationship, it all comes down to maturity. And if they're not mature enough to handle what like actual like feelings for the opposite sex is, then it'll end badly.
With so many kids today not understanding the importance of maturity in relationships, dating in high school is far more about feelings that young people are desiring.
I think a lot of high schoolers date these days to feel a part of something, to feel connected to someone, and kind of it's security. And so whether it's healthy or like a good thing, it's like still like I'm dating this person, and it's like it's a statement basically. It also guarantees, well, not always, but often, that you're not alone, and so it gives high schoolers somebody to be with.
And we also like tend to rely on other people more because we haven't gone out and like done anything like independently, so we don't know like what it's like.
Even with all the negatives, if done right, high school love can be real.
I had made a list a long time ago of the type of guy that I wanted, and I went back to that list kind of after I started dating him. Well, I realized how fast my heart was moving, and I kind of went back to that list, and I realized that he was everything on that list and way more. I started dating Jeff, and it was like everything was there. It just didn't take long for my heart to realize that, like, I think I could be with this person forever. We literally dated 5 weeks and got engaged, and then we were engaged for 9 months, and then we got married, and we're going to celebrate our 19th anniversary in March, so it worked out.
Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Michael Cadwell.
Animals are always going to be a part of this world, and one place is striving to keep them alive. Hayden Terry brings us this next story.
Wayside is a very unique place, and you can immediately feel the love for the animals and the people when they come in here.
Wayside Waves is Kansas City's local no-kill animal shelter. They made a difference by saving thousands of animals' lives with the help of the community and education.
I think throughout the years, education has played a lot of important pieces to us being no-kill status, because ultimately it's a society problem. Overpopulation is really the reason why animals unfortunately have to be euthanized, especially in rural areas or cities that don't have a lot of resources, and so education plays a lot into that.
One LSHS student and animal lover supports no-kill shelters and has a voice for the animals who are in need of help.
No-kill shelters will spend time training the dogs and putting them in foster homes and even giving them veterinary care. I think people should take a stand against kill shelters because it's hard to save every dog's life, but it's important to give every dog a chance.
Amanda, a worker at Wayside Waves, loves her job, but there are some hardships that come with working at a vet.
I think one of the hardest parts of my job is sometimes seeing animals that are at the shelter for a while and just maybe not finding their forever families as fast as I would like them. People should come here because they want to adopt an animal, first of all, and they want to adopt an animal that has had a really interesting stay while they're here. We try really hard to set the animals up for success. We try to set the adopter up for success, and so when you come to Wayside, that experience really means a lot to us. Kansas City is very lucky to have some great no-kill animal shelters. However, it takes a lot of time to become a no-kill animal shelter. Wayside wasn't always no-kill. Over the last 10 to 15 years, animal welfare has changed a lot.
Reporting for Tiger Broadcast, this is Hayden Terry.
Thanks for watching this edition of Tiger Broadcast. For short films, packages, and more, go to www.tigerbroadcast.com
or follow us on Twitter at TVTV8Tigers. Once again, I'm Michaela Humble.
And I'm Emma Osterly. See you next time.
It just becomes natural, like to a point.
To give every dog a chance.
Person that was like crazy into candles.
Coffee was like sort of discovered in Ethiopia.
And I realized that he was everything on that list and way more.